If you're over 70, let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever had one of those nights where your body is tired, your legs feel heavy, your eyes want to close, but your mind? Your mind feels wide awake, almost as if someone flipped a switch inside your brain. You lie there staring at the ceiling. You turn to your left. You turn to your right. You adjust the pillow. You pull the blanket up, then push it down. And still your mind won't settle. Hours pass. You finally drift off, but it's not the deep, peaceful sleep you remember from years ago. It's thin, shallow. Almost like you're sleeping on the surface of the water, not sinking into it. And when morning comes, you're up before the sun. Not because you're rested, but because your body simply gave up trying. If that sounds familiar, listen closely, because this part is important. What if the problem isn't aging? What if it's not just how getting older works? What if the real culprit is something happening inside your body? Something silent? Something many seniors never hear about? Nighttime cortisol. Yes, cortisol. The stress hormone. The hormone that should be quiet at night, calming your body and letting it reset. But for so many people over 70, it spikes at the wrong time. Right when you need calm, your body delivers stress. Right when your mind should be drifting, it starts racing. Right when you want peace, your system sends the message. Stay alert, stay awake. And here's the thing most families don't realize. Nighttime cortisol doesn't just ruin sleep. It can affect memory, mood, balance, blood pressure, and even your ability to focus or feel safe in your own home. It's subtle, it's sneaky, and it often shows up long before anyone recognizes what's really happening. But you're here now. And you're about to understand your nights in a completely different way. Because today, as your guide, and as someone deeply passionate about senior health, I'm breaking down 6 bedtime medications and supplements that many older adults find incredibly helpful for calming nighttime cortisol and supporting deep, uninterrupted, soothing sleep. Not quick fixes. Not harsh drugs. But gentle, well-studied, senior-friendly options that may help your body relax the way it used to. And I want you to stick with me until the end because medication number 6 is the one that most caregivers skip entirely, even though it may make one of the biggest differences. Before we dive in, do me one small favor. If you want better sleep for yourself or someone you love, comment, "I'm here," down below. It lets me know you're part of this community, and you're ready to take control of your nights again. And if you appreciate honest, compassionate health guidance for your golden years, go ahead and subscribe to Golden Years Guide. We're here to make aging easier, safer, and a whole lot healthier. Alright, let's begin. Medication number 1. Low-dose melatonin. I want you to picture this for a moment. Imagine someone who used to fall asleep the moment their head touched the pillow. No struggle. No racing thoughts. No frustration. But now, years later, they find themselves tossing from side to side until 2, sometimes 3 in the morning. They feel tired, truly tired, but their body refuses to follow the feeling. Finally, they mention it to their doctor, who says something surprising. Let's try melatonin, but not the strong tablets most people buy. Let's start small. And that confuses them at first, because we're used to thinking bigger means stronger. But with melatonin, especially for seniors, the body works differently. You see, as we age, our natural melatonin levels can drop by 50 to 70%. That's why sleep in later life often feels lighter, shorter, or easily disturbed. But here's the part most people don't realize. Your brain responds best to low doses. Tiny doses that mimic what your body used to make on its own. Somewhere between 0.3 milligrams to 2 milligrams can gently guide your internal clock back into rhythm. It can help your sleep cycle drift into place, and it may even help reduce that nighttime cortisol drift that keeps the mind alert when it should be quieting down. But here's the biggest misconception I see all the time. People think, if melatonin helps sleep, then taking more will help even more. And I wish it were that simple. But for seniors, high doses can actually do the opposite. Too much melatonin can leave you groggy in the morning. It can trigger headaches. And instead of gently balancing your sleep rhythm, it can throw it off completely. So if this is something you want to try, start low. Give it an hour or 2 before bedtime so it has time to build naturally. And pair it with dim lights, or even better, softer, warmer lighting, to signal to your brain that night has come. Low-dose melatonin isn't magic. But for many people over 70, it's a gentle nudge in the right direction. And if this explanation already makes sense to you, go ahead and like this video. It truly helps Golden Years Guide reach more families who need this kind of gentle, science-backed advice. Now, melatonin is a wonderful starting point. But it isn't always enough, especially if your stress hormones are still active at night. So let's move into something a doctor may recommend when anxiety or nighttime restlessness keeps your mind awake. Medication number 2, short-acting prescription sleep aids. Think about someone who has no trouble falling asleep at first. Their head hits the pillow and within minutes they drift off. But then, every hour on the hour, they're wide awake again. No nightmare. No pain. Just an internal jolt, as if their brain refuses to stay asleep long enough to rest. This isn't classic insomnia. It's the brain losing its ability to remain asleep, especially in older age when nighttime cortisol spikes or brain hyperactivity can interrupt the sleep cycle again and again. And this is where certain short-acting prescription sleep aids, when used carefully and under medical guidance, may help. These medications aren't designed to knock you out. They're not meant for long-term dependence. But what they can do is calm nighttime cortisol rumination, reduce that anxious background chatter, quiet the brain enough to maintain the deeper stages of sleep, support more continuous sleep cycles rather than broken fragments of rest. The mistake many families make is assuming all sleep medications are the same, or that they're all dangerous. And yes, some types absolutely require caution, especially in seniors. But some short-acting options are actually formulated with older adults in mind. They work quickly, wear off smoothly by morning, and when monitored properly, can be a useful tool in the right situation. The key word, of course, is monitored. These are not medications to experiment with. They should always be prescribed and supervised by a qualified healthcare provider. Use them only when you truly need them. And never, ever mix them with alcohol or other sedatives. And now I'll say something many creators are too shy to say, because you're listening carefully, absorbing each detail, and clearly committed to your health. If you're getting value from this but still haven't subscribed, why not? Go ahead, type, "I'm not subscribing because," in the comments. I want to hear your reason. Maybe we can change your mind. Maybe not. But I'd love to know what's holding you back. Now, maybe medications aren't your first choice. Maybe you'd prefer something natural, something gentler, something that supports your body without feeling like a drug. If that's you, good news. The next option we're about to explore is one of the most researched, most trusted, and most senior-friendly choices out there. Let's talk about magnesium. Medication number 3, magnesium glycinate. Let's move into something far more natural, but incredibly powerful for older adults. Picture this. A 74-year-old woman who keeps waking up at exactly the same time every night, around 3 a.m. She describes it as her heart feeling racy. Not painful. Not dangerous. Just an uncomfortable restlessness in her chest, like her body refuses to settle fully into sleep. She tells her doctor they run a few tests, and it turns out her magnesium levels are low. Not drastically low, but low enough to disrupt the balance between her muscles, her nerves, and her stress response. Magnesium is one of those minerals that quietly supports almost everything. Muscle relaxation, nerve regulation, and even your body's ability to lower cortisol when the sun goes down. And here's something many people don't realize. Magnesium deficiency is incredibly common in seniors. Not because they're doing anything wrong, but because aging naturally reduces absorption, medications can interfere with it, and the modern diet simply doesn't provide enough. When magnesium levels are low, your body stays tense. Your muscles grip instead of soften. Your nervous system stays alert instead of relaxing. And cortisol? It stays higher than it should be, especially at night. But here's the big misconception. Most seniors who think they're taking magnesium aren't actually absorbing much of it at all. What? Because they're taking magnesium oxide, the cheapest and most common form. Unfortunately, magnesium oxide barely gets absorbed by the body, and it's notorious for causing stomach upset. That's where magnesium glycinate stands out. It's gentler. It's highly absorbable. And it's specifically known for supporting nighttime relaxation without the digestive side effects. If you choose to try this, take it 1 to 2 hours before bed. Pair it with something warm and calming, maybe a herbal tea like chamomile or lemon balm. And always check with your doctor if you're taking heart medications, blood pressure medication, or antibiotics, because magnesium can interfere with how some drugs work. Now, I'm curious about you. If you've ever tried magnesium, any form of it, comment below and tell us your experience. Did it help you sleep better? Did you notice a difference? I'd love to see how many people in this community have found relief through it. But magnesium mainly addresses physical tension and nervous system balance. What if your sleep issues come from mental tension, or that nighttime anxiety that sneaks in right when the lights go off? Well, that's where this next option really shines. Medication number 4, ashwagandha or adaptogen-based night formulas. Now imagine a 78-year-old man who says something many seniors admit privately. My mind becomes busiest at night. He's not sad. He's not panicked. He's not worried about anything specific. He just can't shut his thoughts off. He feels like his brain finds its second wind exactly when he wants silence. This is where adaptogens, especially ashwagandha, come in. Adaptogens are natural herbs that help your body do something very important. Balance the stress response. Not suppress it. Not numb it. Just balance it. They can help reduce nighttime cortisol, calm mental overactivity, and support a smoother transition from wakefulness to rest. Research on ashwagandha is especially interesting. Several studies show it can lower cortisol levels, improve sleep onset, and deepen sleep quality, particularly in people whose sleep problems are tied to stress or racing thoughts. But here's the misconception so many people fall into. They assume herbal equals instant. Take it once, problem solved. But adaptogens don't work like that. They usually build slowly, gently supporting your stress response over days or even weeks. And when they finally settle into your system, that's when you feel the difference. If you're thinking about trying an adaptogen, choose a standardized extract. Something that tells you exactly how much active compound you're getting. And always check with your doctor if you're on heart medication, thyroid medication, or blood pressure drugs, because adaptogens can interact with those. And if you're enjoying this breakdown so far, if it's helping you finally understand what your nights have been trying to tell you, drop a comment and don't forget to like and share this video. It helps more seniors find the support they deserve. Now, stress isn't the only thing keeping you awake. Sometimes the body itself needs help slowing down and resetting before bed. Let's move into one of the most soothing options available. Medication number 5, prescription anti-cortisol support, doctor monitored. Imagine a senior who used to sleep soundly, but now lies awake for hours, even though they're exhausted. Their muscles feel weak, their energy drops quickly during the day, yet their mind feels strangely alert at night. They describe it as being wired but tired. When their doctor runs a few tests, the real issue becomes clear. Their cortisol rhythm is completely out of balance. As the body ages, the adrenal system can become dysregulated, causing cortisol spikes at the wrong time, especially at night. Certain doctor-prescribed options can help regulate this adrenal output by nudging the body back toward a healthy rhythm. These treatments support a smoother decline of cortisol as evening approaches, allowing the brain to shift into deep sleep cycles instead of staying in alert mode. When monitored correctly, they can help restore the natural nighttime calm that many seniors have lost. Many families think cortisol problems only affect younger adults under extreme stress, but that's not true. Cortisol imbalance is extremely common in seniors and shows up as poor sleep, sudden nighttime alertness, and unexplained fatigue. It's not a character flaw, it's physiology. Practical advice: never self-diagnose cortisol issues. Hormone balance is complex, and guessing can lead to more harm than help. Instead, speak with a healthcare professional and request proper testing if nighttime alertness is persistent. And if a doctor does prescribe something to help regulate cortisol, take it exactly as instructed and never mix it with over-the-counter sleep remedies without approval. If you've watched this far and still haven't subscribed to Golden Years Guide, what exactly are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button now, or at least tell me why not in the comments. This channel genuinely helps people. Don't miss out. Now, the final bedtime aid is one most seniors already have sitting in their kitchen cabinet, yet very few use it correctly. Medication number 6. Herbal sleep aids, valerian, chamomile, lemon balm. A senior pours themselves a warm mug of chamomile tea, expecting it to act like a switch. Sip, swallow, sleep. But 20 minutes later they're still wide awake. They sigh, thinking the tea is weak, when in reality they're simply using it the wrong way. Herbal sleep supports work by gently guiding the nervous system into a calmer state. Valerian helps soften the mental chatter that keeps many seniors awake. Chamomile contains natural compounds that promote relaxation and ease tension. Lemon balm encourages the body to move out of alert mode and into rest mode. None of these herbs force sleep. They create the internal environment where sleep can finally happen. And they work best when they're part of a consistent nighttime routine, not a last-minute effort. Misconception. Many people think herbal means weak, or that herbal teas work instantly. But herbs are neither instant nor ineffective. They signal the body to relax slowly, not aggressively. Their strength is in consistency, not speed. Practical advice. Brew herbal tea 60 to 90 minutes before bed so the calming compounds have time to do their work. Avoid sugary sweeteners that spike blood sugar late at night and interfere with sleep. Combine the tea with deep breathing, stretching, or quiet reading to help the entire nervous system wind down at the same time. Let the ritual become the medicine. If you'll try one of these tonight, comment and tell us which one. You'd be surprised how many people your experience might inspire. Now that we've covered all 6 options, it's time to shift into something deeper. The emotional side of sleep loss, and why it affects seniors more than most people realize. You know, sleep struggles in seniors aren't just inconvenient. They're emotional. It's frightening to lie awake night after night feeling your body behave in ways it never used to. It's confusing when your mind feels tired but your heart is racing. And it's heartbreaking for families, watching someone they love drift through the day exhausted, foggy, or withdrawn because they simply didn't rest. These quiet battles often happen behind closed doors, and many seniors never even talk about them. They just endure. But they shouldn't have to. Because now you understand what's happening behind the scenes. You understand the role cortisol plays. You understand the difference the right nighttime support can make. And that knowledge isn't just information. It's empowerment. It gives you the ability to improve someone's life in a very real, very meaningful way. So tonight, just take a moment, reach out to someone, a parent, a neighbor, a friend who's been sounding a little tired lately. Ask them how they're sleeping. That tiny check-in could mean more than you realize. For some seniors, that question may be the first time someone truly noticed and cared. And here's the hopeful truth. Deep, restorative sleep is still possible in the golden years. It may take patience, a little trial and error, and the right tools, but the body can still find its rhythm. The mind can still settle. Restful nights can still return. There is absolutely hope. So let's take a moment to recap what we covered today because each piece matters. We explored 6 nighttime options that may help lower cortisol and support deeper, more peaceful sleep. Low-dose melatonin. Short-acting, doctor-supervised sleep aids. Magnesium glycinate. Adaptogen-based formulas. A prescription cortisol regulation support. Herbal sleep aids like valerian, chamomile, and lemon balm. And when these are used carefully with proper guidance from a healthcare professional, many seniors notice calmer evenings, fewer nighttime awakenings, and a return of the deep sleep they've been missing. Now I'm curious. Which one surprised you the most? Or which one have you already tried? Share your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely love reading your experiences because they help others feel less alone. And if this video helped you even a little, if it gave you clarity, comfort, or direction, consider subscribing to Golden Years Guide. We share simple, practical ways to make aging healthier, safer, and easier for seniors and their families. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. And I'll see you in the next video.